Yes. Okay, good morning, everybody. I call the April 24th, 2023 meeting of the County Board to order. A physical quorum of members is physically here. I will entertain a motion to permit member LaPlante, not physically present due to employment purposes, to participate by video conference. Do I have a motion? Okay, all in favor? Okay, opposed? Motion carries. Okay, I invite everyone to stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Member Cahill, will you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance, and I'll ask you to remain standing for the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I now invite Pastor Amy Eminette from Holy Cross Lutheran Church in Wheaton to lead us in the invocation.
As you said, I am Reverend Amy O'Neill Aminette, and I am the lead pastor at Holy Cross Lutheran Church. We are located just down Geneva Road here in Wheaton. Delighted to be neighbors with the Islamic Community Center. And as most, our faith community values God's abundant love and grace. As I look out over the landscape of our world and our community, there is so much good, but there's also division and violence fueled by fear and hate. So it's my privilege and honor to be with you today to pray for and with you as you make decisions for our community. Let us pray. Good and gracious God, thank you. Thank you for these leaders in our community as they make decisions that lead to better paths, better ways that are good for your created people. Be with them. Guide them with wisdom that is rooted in love and grace. Work through them so that all might flourish and thrive. And give the people they serve courage to persevere in making this community one that blesses all people. In the name of our Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer. Amen.
Okay. Mr. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
Cahill. Chaplain.
Here.
Childress. Here. Covert.
Here.
Dessart.
Here.
Eckhoff. Evans.
Here.
Galassi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante.
Here.
Ozog. Rutledge. Shorzy. Tornatore. You. And Zay.
Okay, today we have the opportunity to spotlight an organization that does great work in our community and throughout the Chicagoland region. She Lin Association serves the Asian American community, offering senior services, unique educational opportunities, and community outreach services at each of their centers, including one in Naperville. Member Dawn Dessart, who's on her way up, is sponsoring today's proclamation, which shines a light on She Lin programs and the leadership provided by the She Lin staff and its board chairman, Bill Liu. I want to acknowledge those supporting this proclamation in the community from Naper Settlement and the DuPage County Historical Museum. I'll read some of the proclamation's highlights and then ask our guests to say a few words. Whereas, as we celebrate DuPage County's diverse population, we celebrate Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders who have contributed in many ways to the rich history of DuPage. And whereas we honor the many community organizations providing assistance to Asian Americans, such as the She Lin Association, which operates a collection of diverse and multicultural centers with exceptional resources for the social needs of families, children, and the elderly. And whereas Bill Liu has been chairman of the board of the She Lin Association in Naperville since 2015 and has grown the organization to facilitate wider community participation, including a move into a larger, updated facility in Naperville, bringing together community and neighbors in culture, education, recreation, and fine arts. And whereas DuPage County will recognize and honor all Asian American Pacific Islanders in the month of May, including the important services offered by the Sheelan Association, its board and staff. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Deborah A. Conroy of the DuPage County Board, Chair of the DuPage County Board, do hereby honor the work of the Sheelan Association and its board president, Bill Liu, and encourage all to learn more about the organization's service and rich history as part of the many contributions of Asian American and Pacific Islanders to DuPage County. Do I have a motion? Second, all in favor? Okay, enacted this 25th day of April. Congratulations. Dawn?
Good morning, colleagues. I just wanted to highlight the Sheelan Association. It's a collective collection of diverse and multicultural community centers with exceptional resources for the social needs of families, children, and the elderly. And Bill Liu, as the chairman of the Sheelan Association in Naperville, has done so much more in our community. He's truly a community leader. Bill became the first Asian board member of the DuPage Historical Museum. He's also a member of the Heritage Gallery Committee, and he is spotlighted at the historic Napier Settlement for donating an heirloom rice cooker to their exhibit featuring Asian American migration to DuPage County. So Bill Liu is truly a community leader. We honor his leadership for the Sheelan Association, and we're so glad to honor him today. Thank you. Bill?
Thank you, everyone. First of all, I want to thank Chair Conroy and also for Council, the Chairwoman Desart for this great honor. I think most of you probably don't know that I'm actually a professor by day. So when you give the microphone to a professor, it's very difficult to stop. However, I promise that I will put you into sleep shortly. This is a great honor for me and for Sheelan. Sheelan Association we have center in Naperville, Arlington High, Chicago Pilsen, and also we will have our center very soon at the end of this year in Elgin, Aurora, and also we're gonna have a huge center in Chicago Chinatown. We are helping over 1,000 families daily. Not all of them are just Asian. We have actually in our Pilsen facility, we are actually helping Hispanic and African Americans. 1,000 families a day, I feel like that is so overwhelming. It is such an impossible task. So we really cannot have it done. So luckily I was able to bring some of our staff from their busy schedule to have them spare some time to come here to be honored. You are not just honor me, you are actually honor all those staff, those hardworking men and women, including our board. Paul just arrived, is our board member that's making this thing possible, and I really appreciate that. And secondly, the one thing we do want to mention is that May will be the Asian Heritage Month. And then a lot of people ask me, how do you think about it? We compress everything into 1 month. Asian is so complex. You cannot compress everything into 1 month. But I say, no, I didn't feel that's inappropriate. I feel that's wonderful because DuPage County has been celebrating Asian heritage for a long time. Case in point, in 1984, we have the very first Asian DuPage County board member, the Honorable Judge Ken Moy. And then, so he was the very first Asian board members. And the last year, Chairman Cronin made me the very first board member of DuPage Historic Museum Foundation Board. And I have the board chair and several members of DuPage Historic Museum Foundation here with me. And in addition to that, DuPage County, have done so many things to promote Asian heritage and Asian cultures. And then one of the things Dawn just mentioned that DuPage Heritage Gallery, we will have the project to honor the Asian heritage in the DuPage Heritage Gallery. So we have the DuPage Fund members, the chairperson, the chair Marty is here. And also, we have our 4 members, Philip Buchanan is here. We're gonna spearhead that. That's on the state, that's on the county level. But on the local level, Naperville settlement, I don't think that they made it, so, then we have Naples settlement coming here has been document everything for the Asian family for the past 10 years. So in addition to that, I just feel DuPage County has been done a great job. But the last, I want to, before I let you go, one thing I do want to mention that I think that is just on the surface, but really deep down, I have one of my great friend, Jerry Thalman, professor of North Central College. He actually adopted 2 Chinese children. So we have over thousands of families in DuPage County actually adopted Asian children. So the love we feel in DuPage County, in addition to the county, to the local, and to the every family, Asian, we feel very loved. And so that's why I think that every month should be Asian Heritage Month. And at the end, I want to say that Asians here, my friend Arun, come here to represent the Indian community. And so Miriam from DuPage CVB represent the Filipino community. So I have to say that we Asians, we are everything, everywhere, and all at once at DuPage County. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chairman Conroy. Thank you.
I just wanted to say that Bill is such a leader that he's brought a huge crowd of people. So we're going to take a photo right now of the Zhiling Association folks. And then if you all friends of Bill could meet us out, we'll take a picture of everybody right after we take this picture. Meet you out there in a second. Thank you.
Yeah, it might be easier to just carry forward, but. Okay, I want to start out today with a thank you to our staff and our co-sponsor, Choose DuPage, for planning and hosting today's event called Doing Business with DuPage County. Today's event is just one more action we are taking to support small, women, and minority-owned businesses by providing information resources. The event begins at 1 p.m. today in our auditorium. We are all reminded that Giving DuPage Days begin next week. Giving DuPage is a 5-day virtual fundraiser to support local nonprofit charities. The online fundraiser takes place May 1st through May 5th. The goal is to connect individuals, families, businesses, schools, and community groups to celebrate and create awareness of participating charities. More information is available at givingdupage.org. Thanks to all who provided feedback on the new proposed DuPage County precinct maps. We continue to receive resident feedback both online at dupagecounty.org and in person. The physical maps are displayed from 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. through May 5th here in the administration building. at 421 North County Farm Road in Wheaton. The maps are in the first floor atrium. Comment cards are available near the maps along with the submission box. So please make sure if you're interested that you have an opportunity to have your input heard. Okay, so on the matter of public comment, according to our county board rules, members of the public shall be afforded time to address the board. Individual remarks shall not exceed 3 minutes in length, nor shall the total time provided for all remarks exceed 30 minutes. Our first speaker is
Carol Jean Davis.
Good morning, members of the board, and Deb Conroy must be wearing her little psychic hat today because I came today to remind everybody that the precinct maps are available for viewing. And I am Carol Jean Davis. For those of you new to the board that don't know me, I am in Downers Grove County Board District 2 and Precinct 36. And about last year, around January of 2022, precinct maps were supposed to be approved. The legislation, the law is that DuPage County is to go from 930 precincts to 607 precincts, which means that there's going to be precinct committee people that aren't going to be able to be precinct committee people anymore. And they're probably going to be really upset about it. So now is the time for them to be looking at the maps and being upset, not when we're supposed to be approving these maps in June. We have a little window of time to do it. We've been given ample notice of that time. For those of you who last time seemed to think you needed a personal invitation to view the maps, I think you can consider today as your personal invitation to go view those maps and talk to people that you need to talk to about those maps. And if you have any questions, you can talk to the state's attorney about the law and the mandate for the reduction or the increase, the reduction in the precincts and the increase in the precinct size. But I have other things to do with my time, including I'm off on a voting rights pilgrimage down to Selma and Montgomery and Birmingham, Alabama this week. So good luck. You have your work to do, and thank you for representing us. Thank you.
Dan Geary.
Good morning, board members. Thank you for having me today. I am the petitioner at the residence in Winfield, Illinois, proud of our community here and our county of DuPage. And I just wanted to take a brief moment to give you an introduction and overview of what I'm trying to accomplish in your consideration. So what my wife and I, Katie and I, are trying to accomplish is to build a detached garage here in Winfield, right next door. And that would house our vehicles that currently reside in the driveway. We've got 3 vehicles, so one of them is permanently in the driveway, and then in the summer, it's both cars in the driveway. And then I have a number of garden and lawn maintenance items and implements that are also exposed to the weather, and so we're just trying to put those under cover. And the second part of this is an attached patio that would be attached to the detached garage, and it would butt right up to our pool so that my wife and I can enjoy that during the summer. It would be a screened-in porch from the floor to the headers on 3 sides. And it's just my wife and I. We enjoy our company and family from Western Pennsylvania when they come out to visit a few times a year. And so what we're trying to prevent is disrupting the alternative location where this would go, which is on the other side of the pool, which is where currently 3 pine trees reside. We would prefer not to take those down and disrupt that, nor the green space. And there's also a septic leach field there that we don't want to interrupt. So the ask is that they're approved to be both built and also the patio built along contingent to it. And also it would prevent pouring a separate concrete pad for the patio somewhere else in the lawn. So thank you for your consideration. We have sought out our neighbors, their approval, and I've submitted written approvals from them as well for your review. So thank you very much. We're looking to continue to uphold our community and our service with the aesthetic that we have today, and we're very proud of where we live. Thank you.
Okay, the board has received public comment via our online portal. Per board policy, those comments were provided to members yesterday, so they could be reviewed. The comments submitted electronically will be included in the minutes of this meeting. On to the consent items. Okay, 23-1599 DuPage County Board minutes, regular meeting, Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. 23-1482. 4/7/2023 pay list, 23-1502, 4/11/2023 pay list, 23-1583, 4/14/2023 pay list, 23-1588, 4/17/2023 auto debit pay list, 23-1600, 4/18/2023 pay list, 23-1514, 4/12/2023 IDOR wire transfer, 23-1487 county clerk's receipts and disbursements report, March 2023, 23-1492 county recorder's office monthly review statement, March 2023, 23-1602 treasurer's office monthly report of investments and deposits, March 2023, 23-1603 change orders to various contracts as specified in the attached packet.
Move to combine and approve.
All in favor? All in favor?
Who had the motion and second? Motion.
Paula.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and now we will move on to member Michael Childress.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Today, I'd like to rise to present two appointments on your behalf. I start with item 8A, the appointment of Drew Bergman to the DuPage Housing Authority.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please. Oops, I'm sorry. Couldn't see you back there. That's okay. Member Desart.
Block me. I just couldn't let this pass without saying thank you, Chairwoman. These two, I've worked with both of these women for more than 2 years on the DuPage Housing Authority. And I got to tell you, Drew Bergman and Jessica Garman are excellent commissioners and both are outstanding stewards of the DHA. And I am proud and honored to work with these women. And they're incredible. And I'm so glad that I get to continue working with these women. They are outstanding assets to DuPage County. Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Childress,
Yes.
Covert, Desart, Eckhoff, Evans, Galassi, Garcia, Justin, Krajewski, LaPlante,
Aye.
Ozog, Rutledge, Schwarzy, Tornatore, you, Zay, Cahill, and Chaplin.
Aye.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on item 8B, the appointment of Jessica Ashley Garman to the DuPage Housing Authority.
Leave is granted. Member Childress. Oh, thank you, Member Childress. That's it. Okay, on to finance and Member Chaplin.
Yes. Good morning, Madam Chair. Sorry for the delay. Finance, we had a long meeting, a lot of good discussion, and we gave consensus on 3 good nonprofits for our ARPA funds. So do apologize for the delay. So with that, I move on FIR 011023, additional appropriation for the County Infrastructure Fund, Company 6,000 Accounting Unit 1220 in the amount of $139,715.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Chaplin,
Aye.
Childress,
Yes.
Covert, Desart, Eckhoff, Evans, Galassi, Garcia, Guston, Krajewski, LaPlante,
Aye.
Ozog, Rutledge, Schwarzy, Tornatore, you, Zay, and Cahill.
Okay, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 011123, authorization to transfer $139,715 in budget to facilities management infrastructure for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 011223 budget transfers for 2023, various companies and accounting units.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 011323 authorization to transfer 14,000 in budget to the treasurer for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 011423 authorization to travel 770,000 in budget to probation for fiscal year 2023.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 011623 acceptance and appropriation of additional funding for the aging case coordination unit fund in the amount of 30,000.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIR 011723 acceptance and appropriation of the low income home energy assistance program HHS supplemental grant in the amount of 1,118,000.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. I move approval of FIP 000523 recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Casco International doing business as CA Short Company to provide employee service awards for milestone anniversaries for human resources.
Leave is granted,
In the amount
Member
of
Chaplin.
$44,777. Thank you. I move approval of 231585 supervisor of assessment staff to attend the Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board hearings in Springfield, Illinois from May 2nd, 2023 to May 4th, 2023, not to exceed $1,000.
Leave is granted, Member Chaplin.
Thank you. And I move approval of 23-1590 supervisor assessment staff to attend State of Illinois Property Tax Appeal Board hearings in Springfield from May 22nd, 23 to May 23rd, 2023. Expenses not to exceed 500.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Chaplin.
Thank you.
And on to development and Member Tonatore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Item 10A, I'd like to do in a bifurcated manner, as that's the way it was submitted to the Development Committee. So DCO 21-23, move approval of zoning 23-000-015 to approve a variation to reduce the corner side setback from 30 feet to approximately 9 feet to build a 440 square foot detached garage.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Tornatori.
Aye.
You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart. Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galasi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante.
Aye.
Ozog. Rutledge. And Schwarzy.
Member Tonatore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The second part of BCO 21-23, zoning 2315 is a variation to reduce the corner side setback from 30 feet to approximately 15 feet to build a roof patio. This was denied by the zoning hearing officer, but approved by the Development Committee. Therefore, it will require a 14 vote.
Second, most favorable.
I think we need a
Okay,
roll
we're
call.
gonna have to do a roll call and member, sorry, members A, it'll be okay. Member Desart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to ask the chairman of the development group to, can you explain what's going on here? I mean, Mr. Geary during public comment said that his neighbors approve of his project. Did he mean just the garage project or both parts of the bifurcated project? What did you hear in development? I'm sorry to have missed that committee meeting.
It's my understanding that there were no objections. As I explained to someone earlier, the zoning hearing officer looks at things in somewhat of a micro manner. We look at it more macro as policy people. From what I understand, the zoning hearing officer did not believe that there was a hardship that was presented, which is one of the check marks, if you will, for variations, and therefore that was the reason for the denial. When we took a look at it, development, took a look at the entire process, we found that there wasn't a reasonable need for it and went along with the.
Yeah, I would say that having to cut down 3 beautiful pine trees would be a hardship, right? Am I understanding this correctly?
Well, I can't answer for the zoning hearing officer's
Okay, All right.
decision on that day.
want a little extra info. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, member Rutledge.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to say too, that one of the suggestions that the zoning hearing officer had was for them to move the concrete pad. And for me, that's a hardship. So I'll be voting in favor of this today.
Okay. Okay, and we had a motion in a second, I believe, so roll call, please.
Tornatori,
Aye.
you. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin,
Aye.
Childress,
Yes.
Covert, Desart,
Aye.
Eckhoff, Evans,
Aye.
Galassi, Garcia, Guston, Krajewski, LaPlante
Aye.
was an I, correct?
Aye.
Ozog, Rutledge, and Schwarzy.
Okay, member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 22-23 zoning 2265 to approve a variation to reduce the required lot width from 165 feet to approximately 143.55
Second.
feet for lot 2. This was also a zoning hearing officer's recommendation to deny. Development committee's vote to approve. It will require a 14 vote supermajority.
Okay,
So we'll need a roll call.
okay. Oh, okay, member Cahill for a question.
Can you expand on this a little bit? Why do they need to reduce the lot size?
Paul, go ahead. I'll defer to you. I can't answer it, but I'm not sure I'd be totally accurate, so I'm going to defer to the expert.
Am I on? Thanks. So they're not reducing the lot size. The lot size is fine. They're reducing the lot width. The minimum lot width in this zoning district R1 is 165. They're going down to 143. The lot size is still going to be well over 100,000 square feet, which is the minimum lot size. They want to split the lots in two. There's some wetland on the property, and it's sort of an irregular shaped piece of property, two very large pieces of properties that they're creating. And in order to get the minimum lot size requirement of 100,000 square feet and still protect the wetlands and have a buildable area outside of the wetlands, they technically need a smaller lot width. And once again, it's going from 165 down to 143 lot width. These are horizontal shaped lots as opposed to vertical lots. They are also accessed from an easement, so they're a bit irregular shaped, and reducing the lot width for this one lot enables them to build a reasonable sized house and also protect the wetlands.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Tornatori,
Aye.
you. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin,
Aye.
Childress,
Yes.
Covert, Desart, Eckhoff, Evans,
Aye.
Galassi, Garcia, Guston, Krajewski, LaPlante,
Aye.
Ozog, Rutledge, and Schwarzy.
Okay, member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCO 23-23 zoning 2311 to approve an amendment to the conditional use to allow height and size of a multi-tenant sign as proposed from a permitted 192 square feet to approximately 375 square feet, and height from a permitted 10 feet to approximately 30 feet. This was both approved by the zoning hearing officer and the development committee.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Tornatori,
Aye.
you. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin,
Aye.
Childress,
Yes.
Covert, Desart,
Aye.
Eckhoff, Evans,
Aye.
Galassi, Garcia, Guston, Krajewski, LaPlante,
Aye.
Ozog, Rutledge, and Schwartz.
Okay, thank you, member
Thank you, Madam
Tonatori.
Chair.
Okay, we are going to move on to economic development, and we're going to, member LaPlante is going to try and do this remotely. So go for it.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm sorry, there seems to be some tech issues in the room, but I am joining you from Springfield. I am here for the One State, which is an arts advocacy conference. And as by way of committee update, I would love to tell you a WorkNet DuPage success snapshot. April is nationally recognized as Second Chance Month to bring attention to the importance of helping the formerly incarcerated re-enter society. Steady employment and a quality job is widely considered to be a key driver of reducing recidivism, and WorkNet DuPage has made this a strategic priority the past several years. From our last full year of performance data, we saw people with a felony conviction who completed our services averaged $28.43 an hour in their employment at case closure, and those with a misdemeanor conviction averaged $30.75 an hour at case closure. As always, it's the stories of our clients that paint the picture better than any numbers can. A was 26 years old when he received a 15-year sentence for possession with intent to distribute. After serving 9.5 years of that sentence, he was released from prison in late 21 and connected with WorkNet shortly thereafter. He received a training voucher to attend a truck driving program, attended the program for 3 months, and obtained his license. He quickly landed a job with a construction company in April of 22, making $46 an hour. In a recent follow-up contact about a year after case closure, A stated that he's doing great. He sees even more opportunities for himself and knows that with patience, they will come. He stated that the owners of the company love him because they know they can always count on him. He's grateful for the assistance from WorkNet in getting his CDL and opening doors for him. So that's great and happy news to share. Moving on to I move to approve EDCO 0001-23, amendment to County Contract 5234-0001 serve issued to Carroll Stream Chamber of Commerce for one-stop operator services for the Workforce Development Division to increase the contract by $41,254 and extend the contract June 30th, 2025.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
LaPlante,
Aye.
Ozog, Rutledge, Shorzy, Tornatore, you, Zay, Cahill, Chaplin,
Aye.
Childress,
Yes.
Covert, Bussart,
Aye.
Eckhoff, Evans,
Aye.
Galasi, Garcia, Guston, and Krajewski.
Member LaPlante.
Okay, thank you. I move to approve EDP 001-23 as amended, awarding resolution issued to Central States SER to provide youth training services for the period of June 1st, 2023 through May 31st, 2024 for workforce development for a total amount not to exceed $310,000 with $310,000 and $343,000.
Leave is granted. Member LaPlante.
I move to approve EDP 0002-23, awarding resolution issued to Turning Point Autism Foundation to provide youth training services for the period of June 1st, 23 through May 31st, 24 for workforce development for a contract total amount not to exceed $89,141 per RFP 23-010-WIOA.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member LaPlante. And
Thank
on
you,
to
Chair.
Environmental Committee and Member Sheila Rutledge.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. No items to vote on this morning, but I do have updates. Happy Earth Month, everybody. And a couple big thank yous to people who put on Earth awareness type events this month. One was Scarce, where she invited all electric, yeah, we're electric too, elected officials to view Scarce and just how great work she does keeping things out of the landfill. And the other is the League of Women Voters, who put on a couple presentations at Cantini where they focused on plastic pollution. Kind of shocking, some of the things they shared. So thank you to both of them as well. And then the last thing I want to talk about is there was a notice that went out that in honor of Earth Day, there will be free trees for employees, but that was supposed to happen this Friday. It's been moved to May 5th, and that will be available in the atrium from 11:30 to 1:30. So go get your trees. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Human Services and Member Shorzy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With regards to an update, I just wanted to update this board on our transformation, the DuPage transformational grant that we approved in 2022 with the $10 million earmarked for food security, housing security, mental health, and addiction issues. So we gave out round one, immediate care in early of 22. And then late in 2022, we gave out the more long-term portion of that. So we spent around about 5 million of that at this point. Round three is in the process right now, and that's immediate help in 2023. So Vice Chair Garcia and myself, along with Mary Keating and the DuPage Foundation staff, have been evaluating current applications. We received 37 applications in the amount of $3.8 million for this immediate help. We're going to be giving out approximately 1 million. So as we've been evaluating these applications, we're meeting actually tomorrow at the DuPage Foundation to go through these 37 applications, evaluate our evaluation, so to speak, and make recommendations for that. So I wanted to give you an update on that. So more information coming as we hand those out. The last 3.5 to 4 million will be more long-term grants handed out in 2024. Just so you know. With that, I want to move to approve item HSR 5023, approval of issuance of payments by DuPage County to energy assistant providers through the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, HHS Supplemental Grant Plan Year 23 in the amount of $1,118,000.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Schwarzy.
Aye.
Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin. Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galasi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante.
Aye.
Ozog, and Rutledge.
Okay, Member
Rutledge.
Schwarzy. Whoops. Member Schwarzy.
Thank you. I move to approve item HSR 5123, a recommendation for approval of increase in funding for a proposed community development block grant CARES Act agreement with DuPage County, Kenneth Moy DuPage Care Center, air handling units for the total award amount of $1.9 million.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Schwarzy. And on to Judicial and Public Safety and Member Evans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move on JPSP 0052-23, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Trinity Services Group, Inc. to provide meals for the inmates and officers in the jail for the Sheriff's Office for the period of June 1st, 2023 through May 31st, 2024, for a contract total amount of $1,225,000 and $225 and $31.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Evans.
Aye.
Galasi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante.
Aye.
Ozog. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress.
Yes.
Covert. Desart.
Aye.
And Eckhoff.
Okay, Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on item 23-1557. Authorization is requested for one coordinator from the DuPage Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management to attend an all-day workshop on April 26, 2023, hosted by the Illinois Law Enforcement Alarm System to issue and train on new equipment. DuPage OHSEM is the host agency for ILEAS Communications Assets, ITECS4. ILEAS is providing lodging for this coordinator on the night prior to the workshop. Breakfast is included at the hotel, and ILEAS is providing lunch during the workshop. Other than gas reimbursement in the amount of $50, there is no cost to DuPage County.
Leave is granted. Member Evans.
Thank you. I move on item 23-1558. Authorization is requested for one reservist from the DuPage Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Management to attend an all-day workshop on April 26, 2023, hosted by the Illinois Law Enforcement Alarm System to issue and train on new equipment. DuPage OHSEM is the host agency for ILEAS Communications Assets, ITEX4. ILEAS is providing lodging for this reservist on the night prior to the workshop. Breakfast is included at the hotel, and ILEAS is providing lunch during the workshop. There's no cost to DuPage County.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Evans. And now to a legislative update from Member Dawn Desart.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. Couple of updates from Springfield. The 103rd General Assembly returned from a 2-week spring break with both chambers convening session Tuesday through Thursday last week. Both chambers returned to Springfield for 4 days of session starting today. And then Friday, April 28th, is the committee deadline for substantive legislation to pass out of the second chamber. Adjournment is scheduled for May 19th. So I know a couple of members here have come to me with the legislation they'd like to move forward down to Springfield, but let's wait for the fall session because we're almost wrapped up in Springfield for the spring session. A couple of things of note. Legislation to codify and clean up the governor's COVID-19 executive orders were in place. That legislation was expedited since the public health emergency is ending on May 11th. Legislation HB 3957 prevents price gouging of generic medications. It received extended third reading deadline in the House and was returning to the order of a postponed consideration. I thought that was important. Last meeting, I talked about the Hyundai Kia, hoping that the Attorney General Kwame Raoul would do something about that. Now they're just trying to get a recall on those products because those two companies aren't working fast enough to make the accommodations so these vehicles aren't stolen. And finally, members, just a reminder that Legislative Committee will meet following County Board today. We'll hear from Brian Namey, Chief Public Affairs Officer from NACO, about the benefits of NACO membership and how board members can become more involved with that organization. Also, we'll be voting to amend this year's federal and state legislative agendas to include support for a packet of railroad safety bills. I hope you all were able to read that legislation. And also we'll be talking about and voting on supporting Ethan's Law, which is a gun storage initiative to help prevent children from accessing weapons. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. Member Cahill has a question.
One question, after the presentation from the DuPage Senior Citizen Council, can you consider adding their needs to your legislative agenda for the state?
Absolutely. Let's talk about it during legislative committee meeting. Thank you, Member Cahill.
Okay. In Public Works, we have member Paula Garcia.
Thank you, Chair Conroy. I motion for approval of PWR 000123 intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and Village of Lisle for reporting of meter reading and the implementation of a fixed base advanced meter infrastructure system for water and sewer utility billing purposes.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Garcia.
Aye.
Guston. Rajewski. LaPlante.
Aye.
Ozog, Rutledge. Shorzy. Tornatori. You. Zay. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert. Desart.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
And Glassy.
Okay. Member Garcia.
I motion for approval to PWCO 000423 amendment to County Contract 5620001 issued to Core and Main LP to add Village of Lisle municipal water customers to the advanced meter infrastructure network managed by the DuPage County Public Works, with the Village of Lisle reimbursing the county for incremental costs to increase the contract in the total of $99,624, taking the original contract amount of $1,749,712 and resulting in an amended contract total not to exceed $1,849,336, an increase of 5.69%.
Do we have leave? Hello. Okay. Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
Thank you. Motion for approval to PWP 003123, recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to Verizon Wireless for wireless services for public works facilities for the period of April 25th, 2023 to October 2nd, 2025 for a total contract amount not to exceed $34,000, contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act for the State of Illinois Master Contract.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
A motion for approval of FMP 006223, recommendation for the approval of a contract to FE Moran Inc. Mechanical Services to upgrade and replace components of the existing judicial office facility annex east fan building automation HVAC control systems for facility management for the period April 25th, 2023 through November 30th, 2023 for a total contract amount not to exceed $36,905.
Okay, leave is granted. Member Garcia.
A motion for approval of FMP 006323, recommendation to award RFP 23012 FM to Enterwise Global Technologies LLC for the participation in the demand response program contract for called emergency events for approximately $31,773 in revenue to DuPage County for a one-year period, June 1st, 2023 through May 31st, 2024.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
A motion for approval to FMP 006423, recommendation for the approval of a contract to Dynamic Industrial Services, Inc. to repair and rehabilitate the interior of the thermal storage tank at the power plant for facilities management for the period of April 25th, 2023 through May 31st, 2024, for a total contract amount not to exceed $460,912.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
A motion for approval of FMCO 006723, approval of an amendment to a purchase order of 5597001, serve for a contract issued to Conference Technologies, Inc. for AV equipment upgrades of 42 courtrooms at the Henry J. Hyde Judicial Facility to increase the contract amount to by $47,344.08.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
A motion for approval of FMC 006823, amendment to a resolution FMP 019822, issued to Code Inc. to provide elevator and escalator maintenance and repair services to add the following scope of work: to install smart 3D microwave radar, elevator sensor, and door protection systems at the DuPage Care Center and DuPage County Jail and Sheriff's Office, and to increase the contract in the amount of $139,715, taking the original contract of $3,424,330.48, resulting in a new amended contract, total amount not to exceed $3,564.45 and $45.48.
Leave is granted. Member Garcia.
And finally, I motion for approval to 231543. Authorization is requested to have one facilities management staff attend the System Extended Architecture Advanced Engineering Course 397 at Milwaukee, Wisconsin, from July 24th to 2023 through July 27, 2023, for an approximate cost not to exceed $3,464.
Leave is granted. Thank you, Member Garcia. And we will move on to transportation and Vice Chair Tonator.
Thank you. Madam Chair, move approval of DCR 59-23, resolution awarding the R.W. Dutman Company a 2023 paving maintenance central program.
Second.
Section 23-PVMTC-21 for an estimated county cost of $4,138,000 per low bid.
It has been moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Tornatori.
Aye.
You. Zay. Aye. Cahill. Chaplin.
Aye.
Childress. Covert. Desart.
Aye.
Eckhoff. Evans.
Aye.
Galasi. Garcia. Guston. Krajewski. LaPlante.
Aye.
Ozog. Rutledge. And Shorzy.
Okay, Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move approval of DCR 60-23, awarding a resolution to R.W. Dutman Company for the 2023 pavement maintenance south program.
Second most favorable
Section
rule.
23-PVMTC-20-GM for an estimated county cost of $4,367,944.39 per low bid.
Leave is granted. Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move approval of DCR 61-23, awarding a resolution to R.W. Dutman Company for the 2023 pavement maintenance north program. Section 23
Second most favorable rule.
PVMTC-19-GM for an estimated county cost of $6,288,300 per low bid.
Leave is granted. Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move to combine items 17D through 17H. These are intergovernmental agreements between the county and various
Second.
municipalities for road resurfacing.
Leave is granted. Member Tonatori.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of DCR 62-23, an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Township of Lisle to extend road surfacing beyond the county right of way on multiple side streets to be reimbursed $3,366. Move approval of DCR 63-23, an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the City of Wheaton to extend road resurfacing beyond the county right of way on multiple side streets along Jewel Road to be reimbursed $6,594. And move approval of DCR 64-23, an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Bloomingdale to extend road resurfacing between county right of way on multiple side streets along Army Trail Road within the village. County to be reimbursed $14,225. I move approval of DTR 65-23, an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Winfield to extend road resurfacing beyond county right of way on multiple side streets along Jewel Road within the village. The county to be reimbursed $23,674. And move approval of DCR 66-23, an intergovernmental agreement between the County of DuPage and the Village of Glendale Heights to extend road resurfacing beyond county right of way on multiple side streets along Army Trail Road within the village. County to be reimbursed $29,631.
Leave is granted. Member
Thank you,
Tonatory.
Madam Chair. I move approval of DTP 63-23, a recommendation for the approval of a contract to Hard Rock Concrete Cutters for sidewalk saw cutting for a period of April 26, 2023 through March 31st, 2024, as needed for the Division of Transportation for contract total not to exceed $40,000 per municipal partnering initiative bid number 2023-23.
Leave is granted. Member Tonatory.
Move approval of DTP 64-23, recommendation for the approval of a contract with Monroe Truck Equipment, Inc. to furnish and deliver Monroe spreader and plow repair and replacement parts for the Division of Transportation for the period of May 1st, 2023 through August 15th, 2026, for a contract total not to exceed $90,000. Contract pursuant to the Intergovernmental Cooperation Act, NJPA, threshold number 062222.
Leave is granted. Member
Thank you,
Tonatory.
Madam Chair. Move approval of DTP 65-23, a recommendation for the approval of a contract to Northern Contracting Inc. to furnish, deliver, repair, and install guardrails as needed for the Division of Transportation for the period May 12, 2023 through May 11, 2024, for a contract total not to exceed $40,000 per lowest responsible bid 21-028 DOT second of three options to renew.
Leave is granted. Member Tonatory.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Move approval of
Oh,
DTP.
Did somebody have a question?
Okay. Move approval of DTP 66-23, a recommendation for the approval of a contract to Primera Engineers Limited to provide professional construction engineering services for the 2023 Pavement Maintenance North Program, Section 23-PVMTC-19-GM for the period of April 25th, 2023 through November 30th, 2024, for contract total not to exceed $459,579.18. Professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with the Illinois Local Government Professional Services Selection Act.
Leave is granted. Member
Thank you, Madam
Tonatory.
Chair. Move approval of DTP 67-23, a recommendation for the approval of a contract with Chastain and Associates LLC to provide professional construction engineering services for the 2023 Pavement Maintenance Central Program, 23-PVMTC-21-GM for the period of April 25th, 2023 through November 30th, 2024, for a contract total not to exceed $473.55 professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with the Illinois Local Government Professional Services Selection Act.
Leave is granted. Member
Thank you,
Tonatory.
Madam Chair. Move approval of DTP 68-23, a recommendation for the approval of a contract purchase order to HW Lochner Inc. for professional construction engineering services for the 2023 Pavement Maintenance South Program, Section 23-PVMTC-20-GM for the period of April 25th, 2023 through November 30th, 2024, for a contract total not to exceed $586,291.33. Professional services vetted through a qualification-based selection process in compliance with the Illinois Local Government Professional Services Selection Act.
Leave is granted. Member
Thank you, Madam
Tonatory.
Chair. Move approval of DTR 58A-23, an amendment to DTR 58-23 issued to Manaville Construction Company, Inc. to provide parking lot improvements for the DuPage County Fairgrounds to increase the funding in the amount of $75,000, resulting in an amended contract total of $428,014.45, an increase of 21.25%. No county cost, 100% grant funded.
Okay, we have a question from Member Desart.
No, just a comment. I said this in finance and I want to say it here in county board as well, that the clerk's office uses the fairgrounds for elections. And I just wanted to thank her office for going out and getting this grant to upgrade our park facility at our county fairgrounds. And again, it's no cost to the county, 100% grant funded. And I just wanted to acknowledge the clerk's office for making this happen for us. Thank you.
Okay. Leave has been granted. Thank you, Member Tonatory.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And finally, I move approval of 23-1526, a recommendation to the DuPage County Board to release the fiscal year 2023-2027 Transportation Improvement Plan.
Leave is granted. Thank you,
Thank
Member
you, Madam Chair.
Tontori. Okay, and on to old business. Do any members have any old business? Member Krajewski.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just real quick, I didn't have a update under animal services on the agenda, so just a quick update for animal services. A week ago, Saturday, we hosted, the animal services team hosted a event to thank all the volunteers. Chair Conroy was out there and was able to address, also thank all the volunteers, including DuPage Friends, for all the work that they did throughout the year. We had well over 500 volunteers, of which a couple hundred showed up to the event. Staff did the analysis and they did well over 30,000 hours, which equates to, based on some US national standard, over $1 million worth of time for us, which was great. In addition to members of the DuPage Friends Foundation was there, board members, they've raised us over $5 million for the new building, in addition to hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years for ongoing things that we're able to do in the community. And we heard today of giving DuPage is next week. And the DuPage Friends, on behalf of us, have been the #1 fundraiser for the last couple of years. So again, it was great to thank all the work that they did for us over the year. Chair Conroy for coming out. Also, April 30th is National Therapy Animal Day. The chair did a nice proclamation, and between finance and here, you may have saw a couple of the dogs sitting out there talking to the people with the pet need out there, therapy dogs, and they do a great job. And then last, I just have one thing relating. Member Schwartz, you talked about the grants that we gave out to the DuPage Foundation. Staff got back to me today, but I was asking why we wrote that check a year ago for $10 million directly to them versus just letting them bring the grants forward to us after they've done all the work and we write the checks. They did like 25 checks we've written. Over that year's time, staff said that if we had held that money and just gave them the checks as they submitted them to us, we'd have earned another $160,000 of interest. And, you know, we held the money for the hotels, we held the money for the economic development stuff, and when they came forward, we gave it out. So I'd ask Chair Swarzy, one, I don't know where they invested it, but hopefully if they did as well as our treasurer, if they have an additional 100 or 130 or 140,000, we should take a look at opening that up, and that goes into our program and what we want to do to give out. If they didn't, it's our bad for giving it out, but it's 160,000 of interest, and they're still sitting on $5 million, and they're only doing whatever we said the next round. So again, I would ask that we at least look to them and what they invested in. If they made that interest, then it should be given to our program and given out. Thank you.
Okay, member you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also did not get a chance to do a technology update, and so I just wanted to mention that there is actually a new website for animal services. In fact, it has been improved. It's more user-friendly. There are much larger photos, and there is abundant amount of information now for each animal that is up for adoption. There's a separate page for dogs, there's a separate page for our cats, and there's a separate page for even roosters, many roosters. Thank you to the technology department for their work on the new website. Please check it out. Thank you.
Okay, member Guston.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And to that topic with IT, it is a great website for animal services. The one thing we did talk about in IT, though, is potentially having other maybe not-for-profits that could use the help on having a link on that page.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair. Can we get quiet in the room? I sit here, Member Guston.
And I'm usually a loud talker, but I talk fast. So that was one of the recommendations during our IT meeting, was to add those not-for-profits onto the animal care website or page. DuPage Foundation, I agree. I think we do need to, I don't really know what they do and where their money goes and how we can be engaged in providing them other organizations maybe that we know of that would benefit from the 5 million. So I would love to be a part of that and have a presentation and kind of get more engaged in that. And that's just me because I haven't been around a long time. And then the other is Member Chaplin and Galassi and myself, we went to Homeland Security building, and it was, identified to us that the glass in the entry isn't bulletproof, which I found very disturbing for people that might come in thinking they do one thing, but they do another thing. So if that's something staff can add to the project of having bulletproof last quotes here in chambers and then talk about,
Yeah,
we can't talk about
we
that.
can't talk about
Thank
that. No, sorry. Yeah,
this.
yeah. Yeah, probably
And
not
let's get
ideal.
that on the list
Okay,
then.
anybody else? Okay, Member Chaplin.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I just had a question. So, Member Shorzy talked about the transformational grants, and those are the larger grants that we're giving through the DuPage Foundation. Any movement on smaller grants that we put the 1,050,000 aside? Or do we know when they'll be?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeff or I, but the smaller grants, we're actually moving forward very quickly. We're hoping to have, I mean, the portal was highlighted to Human Services, the draft portal, and we're hoping, working with Mary Keating and Finance, that we will have this open next month.
Great, thank you. And then just one other comment. Member Garcia and I were just talking about having links to nonprofits on our website as well. And we were thinking that, the DuPage Arts, they have such a great website. So we were thinking too, that we might have a link right from them, right to them on our website so that people can get more access to that as well and drive traffic towards them too. So something for technology.
Okay. Anybody with new business? Okay. And now on to executive session. I'm informed that we do have matters before us requiring us to enter into executive session. I'll ask those not associated with executive session to please exit the room. I'll take a motion to go into executive session pursuant of the Open Meetings Act. 5 ILCS 122C 21 semi-annual review. It has been moved and seconded. Deputy Clerk, please take the roll.
I'm sorry, who's the motion on that?
Yeah, I was gonna talk.
Covert?
Yeah, I was gonna
Got
talk
it.
about that, Nick, like when we.
Covert.
I know, I was like, that's.
Desart.
Oh, no. I didn't wanna-
Desart.
I know. Here.
Eckhoff. Evans.
Yes.
Galassi. Garcia. Aye. Guston. Aye. Krajewski. LaPlante.
Aye.
Ozog Rutledge. Rutledge. Schwarzy. Schwarzy. Schwarzy.
Here.
Aye or nay, Schwarzy? Aye. Tornatori? You? Zay? Hill? Chaplin?
Aye.
And Childress.